10.3 seconds as the time I passed the 200-foot marker. If you plug 10.3 seconds into this model, though, you don't get exactly 200 feet, do you? Now, you might look at this and be like, yeah, so what? But watch. If you go to your table and plug in 10.3, you're off by 4 inches. To which you say, who cares? It's 4 inches, right? Over 200 feet? That's nothing, right? And you're right, it is nothing. It's nothing until you get down to the bottom when you're talking about thousandths of a second difference. Because thousandths of a second difference is less than 4 inches, which means that might create problems for us later. Now the reason, excuse me, the reason I was showing you, puberty, I was showing you that TI work earlier in class on Wednesday, and I know it freaked you guys out a little bit, but it does make the calculations very simple. I'm going to show it to you again. Now that it's fresh Monday, you seem half asleep, this might be a better time to hit you with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it with math first. I'm going to do it on the board first, okay? On the board first. So I'm going to use slope. We're going to use slope, because all average rate of change is a slope. I mean, that's what we learned that last week. Average rate of change, slope between 2 points. So that AROC.
Are we supposed to take the 0 out of there?
Technically speaking, it's the first point, yes, Francis?
Yeah.
So we have to use it because that gives us an idea of that initial curve. If we pull it out, we get a different curve.
Oh.
I accelerate too slowly. Please.
How do I get to that screen?
Second graph is your table.
Mine has a huge list of numbers.
Oh, Whitney, give me 5 minutes, I'll fix it so we don't have that.
Okay.
Happily. So we know this is the slope. So it's the change in y over the change in x, which is the formula I'm assuming you guys have used for years and years and years and years. The TI, of course, being TI, doesn't use the exact same lingo. It does use x2 and x1, although it doesn't use it, you just have to know what they are. But y2 and y1, the TIEs, what you have to do is, you have to figure out where your equation is. And your equation is in y1, that's where we stuck it. So what you have to do is you have to tell it, evaluate that equation at the second x value, and then evaluate that equation at the first x value. That's the part that made you guys dry heave on Wednesday, and I apologize for that. But there was a reason for doing it, and you'll see it momentarily. Yeah, Tim.
So it's the same thing as taking the 2 points.
It's exactly the same.
So it's the same thing as doing all that, but just doing it in your calculator.
That's my whole point of showing it to you on Wednesday, but it totally backfired. Somehow. In fact, I've never had a reaction like I did on Wednesday from you guys. I apologize. We're going to fix it right now. We're going to make it better.
We'll bet it.
Divided by x2 minus x1. That looks like a lot of gibberish, but it's actually perfect function notation. If any of you guys have used Excel, anybody use Excel? Yeah, a couple of you. All of you will use it by the end of the class, I promise you. My original plan was to have an Excel spreadsheet for this last exam. It just didn't work out, not enough time. But this is how you have to put functions in Excel. You have to give it the function name and then tell it what to evaluate it at. So in other words, like, I have a toaster. What do I put in it? Bread. I have a toaster. What do I put in it? A different kind of bread. That's essentially what it is. This is essentially what it is. It's a function. It's something that does something. Then you have to put something into that something that does something on that something. That's what a function is. That's what Math 111 essentially is all about. Kelly's like, I was a lot of somethings. Well, I mean, think about it. Anything that you guys own at home, anything that you guys own that you turn on is a function. It has a function, yes? It does something. You stick your phone onto the charger. Why?
Charge it.
Because you're going to charge it. So that the charger is a function. It's a Y1. The X1 or the X2 going into it are the phones. You plug into it and then it charges the phone. That's the function of the function. I mean, this is just a mathematical way of writing it. It's more concise. Please, Brittany.
Why isn't there a Y2?
Because, that's a good question. In TIEs, you're using the same mathematical equation for x2 and x1. Remember, y1 was the model you wrote down up above. Technically, what I'd like to see, instead of calling it y1, just call it y. Whatever y equals, you stick x2 into it and stick x1 into it. And this is what Tammy's saying. It's just we just did it by hand. Yeah. But I just wanted to show you a shortcut, so you don't have to stop doing it by hand.
So it's not it's the same thing as the one on top. Why
There's no difference. Good. This is the reaction I was expecting on Wednesday. Oh my God, this is so much nicer. Instead, I got fire and brimstone, and I apologize. I don't know what the hell I did wrong on Wednesday. There's something wrong on Wednesday. So now watch how, once you have entered this in once, this is what I think drives students nuts. Once you've entered it in one time, it's very easy to go back and fix. So, and it didn't help on Wednesday that I entered it wrong the first time. I apologize for that. I remember that. I don't think you forgot that either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this in through the TI. Let me zoom this in so folks are, if they want to watch it at home, they can get it. Okay. All right. So, the first thing you got to do, well, you can't see this, but you have to tell the TI you've got a fraction. So you're going to have to put parentheses around your numerator and denominator. This is a go ahead, Kelly.
How'd you get back there from the table?
Get back where?
To that?
Oh, I just went through and I did the same thing you guys would have done. Oh, I'm sorry. Just second mode. Sorry, Kelly's question, very good question. Kelly, this is one of those things, and I apologize. When I'm using the TI, I tend to skip around a little bit because the way I've taught Math 95 in the past, which is the prereq course for 105, and my students are in this thing every single day in 95, so jumping back and forth from screen to screen for a previous Math 95 student is like, oh duh, you did this. I apologize. Always ask me if I go somewhere you don't know how I got there, like Kelly just did. So just press, so I was here, right, Kel?
That was the table, right?
That was the table, yes sir. That's how I got that 10-second mode.
Still didn't get back there.
Really?
Yeah, mine is covered. I have like nothing I know.
Wait, hang on a second.
I got all kinds of craziness.
Press the graph button. Everybody near, press the graph button right now.
I can't.
Let me tell you again.
I don't have the one.
Don't worry about that. Just press the.
I don't have the clock. The line.
Did I ask for all these? I said press the damn graph button. I don't care what you see. Sorry. Now, second mode. Home screen. Where is it? Where is it taking you?
Quit. Second mode is
Quit is an error we'll deal with. Okay. All right.
Second mode is
All right. It is quit. That's why I'm just telling you how to quit. Second mode, quit. That equals quit. I'm telling you what buttons to push. Second mode.
These guys are too funny.
Guys,
I'm there.
telling you how to quit. I don't know. I don't understand why this is blowing minds. Second mode. Okay. If second mode got you back, you might not see this. You might just see that.
That's
Yes.
what I think.
Well, hell, it's the home screen. My God, people. You know what the home screen is, yes?
Hopefully.
The home screen is not the graph screen, not the table screen, not your data list. It's where you do stuff like 5 plus 5, 6 plus 6. That's the home screen. Sweet Jesus. If that worked and you were able to get to the home screen, take 5, go out, get some air, get some water, come back here with a better attitude. Kidding. Everybody else, let's figure out what's going on at the break, yes? And ask me questions.